So I've been a musician since I was 15. That's when my parents got me my first bass. They bought it for my birthday, Christmas. I'm not sure. They were around the same time. Anyway, I've been playing for a long time. Also, I've owned a gym, specifically a CrossFit gym, since 2007, and that's been my full-time job since 2010. So I've played a lot of music, I've trained a lot of people, and here are some of the things that I see that are similar between those worlds. Okay, first one, consistency is everything. When you start at the gym, you might think, oh, I really need to push really hard and really, kill myself with this workout. And that is the worst thing that you can do. Oftentimes when we see people kill themselves on their first workout, we don't see them again for a week. And that's because they're so brutally sore and so wiped out from that very unpleasant experience that, they don't want to come back. And I think music is the same way. The best progress that I ever made as a musician was when I committed myself to 3 times a week of practice, intentional practice. And the same thing with fitness, right? Consistent drumbeat of practice, doing a moderately challenging session, working on things that aren't really strengths of mine, got me fitter, and the same thing happened as a musician. Okay, next thing. I see a lot of people that come in that just want to train, muscles. Oh, I want bigger biceps, let's say. And really, fitness is about movements and training a movement, and then also training your whole self, training your whole body. All aspects of your physical fitness need to be trained in order to call yourself fit. And musicianship is no different, right? You can go into your practice and just say, hey, I'm going to be, a riff master and understand how to play these really hard tunes. But often that's not the skill that gets you hired. That's not the skill that keeps the gig, right? What are the skills that keep the gig? Your ability to learn, a batch of songs. Sometimes 10, 20, 30, 40 songs, right? Being able to keep up with that practice of learning new tunes and expanding your repertoire and doing so quickly and doing so accurately so that you have a system to either memorize those tunes or to chart them so that you don't mess them up on the gig, right? Your ability as a bass player to play with good rhythm and to be locked into the drummer and to have pocket, right? That's really, really important in a band. Most bands don't want you to step out. They want you to hold it down. And being able to play really, really solid playing is part of the game. Other skills that I can think of, right? Being able to sing along with your playing adds a huge amount of depth and variety to any performance that you do, right? Being able to show up on time, being able to look and be presentable and not be tired and have the rest of your life organized so that you can deliver a good performance. These are all things that I think go into musicianship that are outside of just riffs and learning challenging tunes. So when people join the gym, we try to get them on to this habit of progressions, right? Because you're not going to come in one day and bench press 100 pounds and then tomorrow bench press 200, right? You have to go through 105 and you go through 110. And 120 and all the way up until you get to your goal. And I think that being a musician is much the same, and you need to look at your practice and your readiness as a bassist in progressive terms, right? So I think of the songs, right? I think of, okay, can I play an easy song? Easy songs lead to medium songs lead to hard songs, right? I learned one genre, right? I learned how to play rock music. That's going to enable me to play another genre, and for me that's jazz, right? Through repetition and study and practice. I think about even the songs that I'm playing, right? When I think about a song and I think, okay, can I play it with a record, right? Can I then take that same song, and play it without the backing track? Can I play it from a seated position, standing up? Can I play it and then add background vocals on top of it, right? All of these acts are a little bit harder each time, and then grow my musicianship in a progressive way. That for me has been much more effective and frankly more enjoyable than trying to push really hard at any one time, and just thinking of it more as a gradual process has been really, really good for me and made me a lot better. It took a while, but the journey was worth the wait. So a couple years ago, I tried to play my bass every day for a year, and not only did I not get much better, but there were times when I actually hurt myself, that my wrist was bothering me, and it just was not a good deal. So what I do now is I try to practice on a regular schedule 3 to 4 times a week. And again, moderate sessions that I can actually recover from. And I think the recovery days, the days when I'm not practicing, are just as important as the practice days, because not only does my body get to recover a little bit, but I also feel that I have better ideas coming back into the practice session, and that my ideas are more intentional, right? When I arrive and I'm not just slopping through the same stuff just to say, oh, you practiced, right? I'm thinking about it. I'm saying, okay, what could I work on with that particular skill? Or what do I need to work on? What skills need to be acquired in order to bring me to that next level? And that intentionality and kind of on and off approach has been really good for me. So at the end of the day, a well-rounded body with a well-rounded set of physical attributes. You can lift heavy things, you can, run, you can move your body, right? That's what we call fit. And that's very similar for a musician, a well-rounded set of skills. You can play well, you're organized, you can show up prepared. Those are the people that are going to earn trust, and trust is what gets you called back for a gig. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy gigging.